Thank you very much, Trav. Time to get right into action. VP.Prodigy starting off on the CT side as GUN5 take the terrorist side. They do seem to be having a big group up here towards long. 3 players waiting out, defenders in the situation.
Yeah. Welcome back to Dust2. Good old classic. We'll just go long if we got the spell for it.
Let's see how this one works out. Something. First contact. Wishka doesn't show his presence until a little bit later. It still comes off with an easy pick. Goes in for a second. The best possible start, really, for VP.Prodigy. And for some reason, they're really struggling to deal with GUN5, given the presence of so many CTs. The smoke just gives them a little bit more room to try and cross forwards, but the damage has already been done. Kismi has found another angle in mid. The fronts are just working for this young CIS roster. And with only 1 player remaining, Easy hasn't got much life in him. Nevertheless, he will buy some more time. They're actually going in for the knife kill round number 1. You know how we said this is going to set the tone of the game? Well, I've got a feeling this may be it.
Yeah, you don't want the tone to be looking like that. No, quite the opposite. That's not great. What a start. What a start for the CTs. I mean, yeah, we had to see it on the replay. I don't want to say it out the bat, but I feel like this is a straight up anti for the CT side, by the way. You could see GUN5 with all that util bringing it towards long. They had an execute in play, right? They wanted to use the smokes, wanted to use the mollies. They had an abundance of flashes. They didn't want to use all the util that they had to take long in itself, and then they realized there was 4 people on the other side of things. So what can you really do about it? I mean, VP.Prodigy were just rent-free in your heads in this one, and it's a full eco coming up. Yeah, a couple M4s courtesy of the knife as well.
Yeah, it's one of those rounds that, you know, where it will likely unfold to. But of course, this is the rise of CIS teams, right? It's always been the case. We've always had young talent just being developed from this region. And obviously, with the newer stars rising up as well, likes of Donk, you know, taking over the stage, you've always got that person as a comparison for the rest of the players. You always think there's a ticking time bomb on their ages as well. You know, they're young. Let's see what they can do at this stage of their career, because it can be very career-defining, right? Whatever age you are, 19, you can get pretty far. Try to go for a jump boost, doesn't quite work out. There's a couple of players ready with their crossfire, and with just 1 singular player, Tnit will have to fall shortly after. So VP.Prodigy off to a good start.
Yeah, what you were saying there, by the way, is pretty funny. You remember how, let's say, 4 or 5 years ago, you're looking at a 21, 22-year-old player, and you're like, the young talent, the young blood, he's got so much time ahead of him. And now we're looking at 22-year-old players, and we're like, yeah,
mate, that's old.
His career is over. If he hasn't won a major by 22, he's never going to do it. Well, obviously, it's not that extreme, but yeah, times are... things are developing. A 16-year-old just... It's
just all the zoomers that are just
the big stage.
Completely insane mechanically.
Anymore. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we'll have to always keep an eye on them. But always experience. It feels like there's no middle ground. It feels like there's some old players that are just there due to their experience and the fact and their knowledge of the game and how to traverse it. The game knowledge is just too strong, and then there's the other mechanical gods that just come out of nowhere. So, and all the 25-year-olds in the middle are just struggling.
When you've spent 50,000 hours in your life just being a person, let's say you've been alive for 50,000 hours and you've played CS for 30,000 of them, you're probably going to be good at the game. With that being said, though, first buy rounds already started us off, and GUN5 won't really have to wait too long to have the guns. Zello's already made his way out of middle. Now, straight away, we see that they're trying to test the water, so to speak, right? They want to check things out on the default, see if the CTs are going to push somewhere, go for early aggression. Something will fall in the meantime in towards the B bomb side, and that's giving you an opening. And now the CTs have a decision to make. You either need to start pushing, or you need to go for a gamble. When the gamble is not the right one, Kismi still has a Molotov to deploy, which will slow the T's down a little bit, but it's going to be really difficult for him to receive any kind of support.
Zello makes his presence known. Good pick for Kuzmi to get, because he's the only defender, and he won't be able to hold down the cavalry of players just moving into this B site. Tnit, knowing he's on the rotate duty, they've cleared out the B site as they thinned it out earlier on. I knew exactly what the plan was, but Tnit is quick to the trigger on that one. And VP.Prodigy are forced back straight away off the back of it. So pretty darn strong GUN5 round as soon as they get some guns in.
Yeah, I mean, you get that early opening kill towards the player on the last box on the B bomb side, and from that point on, you just see instantly what the idea is, right? Nowadays, by the way, splitting mid to B is a little bit more difficult because of the HEs, right? CTs can just break open the smokes and then you're exposed with your backs turned, but if you're able to at least push the CTs away
could be quite the coin flip. GUN5 obviously having a good streak on form on that, but it's VP.Prodigy that has been longer standing as a 5-man roster. Already heavy mid presence from both of the teams actually could be quite the collapse, but it's catwalk capitalization to begin with.
Again, you can see the focusing towards the middle part of the map. Middle control established. Tunnels cleared out. Short, you have one player up there as well. The T's are working with the entire map right now. I mean, VP.Prodigy, they're sticking to that 2-1-2 setup right now, but it's really uncomfortable as the round goes on. You might need to find
Doesn't have much to his exposure to try and stop it. So we're down to the post plant 3v3. And there's a bit of a lurk in the making as well. And the likes of Celta, still long position from Tvushka, pulls out the pistol and gets it done. This is a close one, but Tvushka is all that remains. The only player that was able to stick around long enough to see the bomb. But at the end, it's going to be GUN5 with a perfect hold right at the end.
Yeah, I wanted to wait a little bit longer before saying that, but complete and utter carnage. I mean, they wanted to make it out, right? They said that one player out short. Zello finds the kill. He's not getting challenged. The CTs realize the time is too low. If we try and rotate last second in towards the A bomb site, we're probably going to get caught out of position, so we might as well just stick to it, right? If they go out A and our long player is not able to find anything, which is safe. We're not that desperate to go for this round. It's the start of the game, but then the T's realize there was nothing going on in towards A. No rotations happening. If you commit B here, you're probably running into a stack. You had to run it back. You got to deal with the long flare. That was just all over the place. Thankfully, they make it work. And that was just the pistols on the other side. And you've already spotted those ones out.
It is indeed. And obviously, you'd want to take over them quite
The bomb
quickly.
is despawned.
It is.
Gotta run.
And Tanir, run, mate. Would have a lot of crickets at him from the back, but no, was able to run away. And they've heard all the commotion. They've realized what the push meant, so they can just line up their shots. Just the cleanup. It's padding up the stats for Zello. And Tanir will like to chime in as well. Nice little flawless round for GUN5 against the pistol of VP.
Yeah, it's clean. It's T-side Dust2. I mean, you're getting the first couple rounds. What I'm intrigued at is to see whether the T's would try and pick up the pace a little bit more, right? Because the first two buy rounds that we saw were really methodical, really slow. Just that typical CAS approach, really, playing in the last 15, 20, 25 seconds. And then on the other side, if they don't speed it up, will the CT switch it up a little bit? Maybe throw in well, I don't want to say a Hail Mary, but an interesting play at the start of the round, something more aggressive to throw a spanner into the works, at least get a man advantage, and then lean back and let the T's play their slow type of Counter-Strike.
Good old push and pull. It seems like that's exactly what they're going for in mid, but it seems also that GUN5 are ready for it. Nice little boost up in short, allowing Shady to find the return. But what does this mean to the whole endeavor? They've stabilized a little, but they do capitalize on the long push of Tanir. VP.Prodigy do push all their players into one location. So if GUN5 find this door jaw now, but Celta's good for two, and GUN5 keep on giving on this T side.
Oh, there's the big man with the goods. I mean, you remember him from Aurora. You remember him from Force.
Yeah.
You know that Celta's always had a clutch in him. And what a moment to step it up. That was what? That was the 2 versus 3. I think originally even the 2 versus 4 for the T's. Easy with a massive pickup in towards long. They make their way into the bomb side. That's a great idea to take the upper off the angle. You know that Easy is alive, but Celta just brings the fight to them, heads up, finds the first one. The moment that he's given the time to reset and not refrag immediately, you know he's got it. A big play for him. We talked about experience. I mean, Finnegan is 100% the number one on the team of GUN5, but if you had to name your second, it would be Celta. Currently on 8 and 2, he's had a phenomenal start to this Dust2.
I mean, save the day. VP.Prodigy seemingly had the answer to that retake, but no, big denial on that. Not surprised at all. A time, actually, it's a technical time. I would have called it a tactical one. It might have been for VP.Prodigy, to be fair, but no, not in this situation. But yeah, I feel like this is a difficult one for VP.Prodigy because that sets them further back behind. This is a second time they've got the Economica Assassin take place. And it looks like will put their hands in their pockets for just a little bit of expenditure. But it could allow GUN5 to just exacerbate this lead, just take over.
Yeah, at this point it's easy to see a world where GUN5 just run away with a comfortable lead on the T side, and this is scary if you're VP.Prodigy, because you did try and throw a spanner into the works, right? And I like that with the aggression in the previous round. Bring the fight to them, boost the Oper up short, look for an opening kill, and then just go into a brawl, but yeah, not being able to convert a 4 versus 2 is always gonna come back to haunt you. Now, this is just a half buy. It should be a round for GUN5, but an early tag onto Selter is a little bit scary. The rifle still should be able to dispatch of those pistols.
Should be fairly easy.
Right.
And Azera blind as a bat, shooting like a madman on the site. Fushka actually finds a spot where the... Never mind. Never mind. At least it's a bullet to his back to end his life, and he didn't go out in flames, but... yeah, should be a clean up here. Maybe Prodigy will try and line up their players, try and get some extra cash in the hands of Shady as he's drawn out an MP9 of his own. Oh, maybe it's a 5-7 to pick up a kill. Find some extra utility. AK upgraded. But yeah, solid start from GUN5. Just straightforward. They know VP.Prodigy are in the rough spot when it comes to their economy. Just taking it over to B long, grouping up. No, it's the long distances they're dealing with. I mean, it also came back off of a read that they got from the lurker in B as well, that they knew there was heavy presence in that direction, so they just pulled the trigger on the attack. Beautiful done.
Yeah, I mean, they've already done that once, right, with the full eco push in towards the B tunnels. You spot 2-3 people in towards lower. You know they're on the low buy, so you just try and answer back. So far, so good. Money looking all right for the T's as well. By the way, something interesting. This is actually the first time GUN5 are playing Dust2 against another CAS opposition. Yeah, we did bring out the fact that obviously it's their map pick. They've been looking good on it recently. VP.Prodigy have actually played it more than them, and they have played it against other Russian teams. They played against 4 Russian teams in total, and they're currently standing on a 2-2 record. So yeah, GUN5 for the first time playing against another of their kind. So far, so good.
I love the way you say things there. Beautifully done. Well, look at this. 2 players stacking up here on this B side. MP9 not upgraded, and it's a quick takeover from the delicacy of Zello. Shady, though, says enough of that, a bit too aggressive, takes him down. Is there a real chance, though? B-side can be quite the fortress.
Yeah, this round is already over. That's why you see Zello going for that push, right? And he realizes that even if he goes down, they're not going to go for the retake. Even if Tenier doesn't find a kill, they still just call the save. It's all about doing the damage. Shady will drop him, but as you pointed out, the B bomb side on Dust2 notoriously maybe the hardest bomb side to retake in the entirety of Counter-Strike, right? I mean, Inferno could have something to say about it, but now that Dust2 is back, yeah, there isn't a bomb side that's more difficult to retake. And this is a great switch of pace, by the way. It's a fantastic call for GUN5. We pointed out that they were a bit more, I don't want to say stagnated, but they were really diligent in the first 2 buy rounds that they played on the T side. Then you see the CTs bring the fight to them, and then GUN5 realized that they've been able to reset the CT side economy time and time again, so they just call I guess a Hail Mary play, right? You switch up the pace completely, you go for a B-pop, you try and test their protocols, see if they're going to be ready. The CTs even have the right pieces in the right places. They have an MP9 close-up and then an AWP towards the back of the bomb side. On paper, they should be able to find a little bit more, but great execution, fantastic util, Zello with a double kill, and yeah, GUN5, another really painful one to swallow for VP.Prodigy. At least they hold on to 3 of their guns, so
yeah,
a silver lining that they can keep on reinvesting, but GUN5 are looking really good.
They are. Bit of a push in mid, perhaps. 2 players just lurking out. Not spotted by Easy just yet. And by the time he is spotted, it might be a bit too late. Spots out ahead, something quite far forward. And it might be contested right now from GUN5. 2 players inching closer, and something actually runs away with it. Tnir, good for the trade. Stand still, but still, Azera is stuck in no man's land and has to get out. And he might as well take a few players down with him. Finnegan finally finds the answer on the back line, but look at this. He goes in aggressive even further, pushes through the smoke. Is this anticipated? No way. No
That's
way.
crazy.
Smoke will dissipate. Go to the side. And Finnegan is right by Kuzmi. Kuzmi thankfully reads the situation and puts VP.Prodigy on top this round.
Yeah, there's no way you let this one work out. And Tanir now left in a clutch. This round has been all over the place. You have 60 seconds left and you're already in the 1 versus 2 clutch. You know that one of the players was in towards that middle position. And you know the Oper was middle as well previously. So Tanir, he can take his time, play with this one, give him some time, and you might find yourself in a 1 versus 1. Either way you go. Question is, does he want to go up short here? If he does, he's going to walk straight into the AVP. But no, catches a bit of a gap in towards middle. Kismi, aware of the possibility, needs to win the fight, and he does. Instant headshot. VP.Prodigy finally take another one on the board.
It's just a matter of Kuzmi holding the right angle there, and it was exactly what they needed to just close out that round. But yeah, I love the aggression from them right from the start, you know, change up. Don't allow GUN5 to sort of set up, because they've been taking up the map, because they've been able to read VP.Prodigy for quite some time. So if you change up something, it might as well work out. But it was a good coordination play from them as well. And GUN5 definitely fell victims to it.
Yeah, they did. Good awareness as well, by the way. It would have been easy for the short players to just call that middle was clear. So
yeah,
it would have been a bit of an overlooked situation, but it is a possibility. Surely a dangerous one. GUN5 though, back to taking space, and this time they're a lot quicker than usually, and that could be another straight up call of spawn, a short execution. And as of right now, Shady's all alone in towards that A bomb site with his ult.
And there's not much you can do against a quick boost and a fast follow-up with a barrage of flashes that GUN5 have filled up their arsenal with. And the fact that Dvushka is all the way up in pit, it might take him a while to be relevant in this post. But the smoke is out. Flashes as well. It's definitely a call from Shady, the call for reinforcements. VP.Prodigy are nowhere near close to this. It might be a sacrificial lamb play, but somehow Dvushka is relevant due to the push in through ramp. And again, Shady still alive, and up close and personal makes the AWP work. Finds another, and absolutely an insane hold with a crossfire setup from VP.Prodigy to demand respect on this A site.
Ah, this is ludicrous. They had 2 players. One of them was actually disconnected from the play. One of them was in towards pit. Shady is alone in towards the back of the side with his AVP, and he uses his util perfectly. Slows them down with the flashes, spots the player jumping down in CT. That's the reason that the pit player gets a little bit more engaged with trying to hold that cross for him. Deploys that defensive smoke, making the T's run through, making the T's give him those favored fights. Finally taken down by Easy, but the pit player on the headshot angle mows down too as well. That's a great defense.
And it's definitely a boost of confidence here for VP.Prodigy. They can shoot back here. And they can get right back into action. But man, GUN5 need to be shaking their heads from that. It was a bit of one-on-one action on a lot of those situations. Something now knows he's on the hot seat. And Celta makes sure he's a crisped up man. 3v5 already and the round's over. Yeah, all you need to do is just take over the first few kills, but they go over eager. If they give him another kill, they might consider it, but I don't think they are. They've learned their lesson.
Yeah, Dvushka's just too far away right now. If he was nearby, maybe you're gonna stay you're gonna stick towards that B bomb site for a little bit longer to see if they give you an opening. They are still closing out the gap a bit. I feel like they want to get those guns away. They realize that GUN5 don't really have too much money left, even though they are technically winning this round. But yeah, at this point, GUN5 are just a bit angrier, I guess. You want to force your way into a round.
Never mind. I was about to say, if you lock them in, don't let them save, then the eco situation from GUN5 would it be a little bit on the shaky side? No. No, they've got time, don't they?
He's got it.
No way. No! Oh my goodness! That actually destroys the eco of GUN5, nevertheless. What?
Right, you know what? I actually love this. The CTs have plenty of cash to go for reinvestment, but these are the ones that are gonna feel losing 4 players in that previous round. It would have been extremely close, but I think he had just enough time. If they don't run back, I think
if they didn't have if they didn't have the AWP there to get that one shot through the box, that was it. If it was a rifle and started spraying, he had a couple of milliseconds to spare. No, never mind. He had the gap there. He was visible.
Yeah,
he was definitely visible.
No, it's just, imagine they just assume he doesn't have the time for the defuse there. They just let him be. He's got it. Well, Back to the swing of things we go. Yeah, once again, you can see them just bringing up the pace towards the last couple rounds of that first half on the T side. A lot quicker in their early endeavors than they were at the start of things.
Oh, those nades hurt. Zero blistered all over. And not accounting for the short play either. In multiple situations here, VP.Prodigy getting caught off guard. Kismate, only so much a man can do when he's got players galore all around him. But a good way for GUN5 to get back into the game and into the swing of things with 2 consecutive, ending off the half with double the score of VP.Prodigy, 8-4.
Yeah, right. I mean, that wasn't the cleanest end of this half. I feel like the start was a lot cleaner. That was a little bit scrappy, right? A lot of odd moments, a lot of quick rounds, some disconnected moments, looking a bit discombobulated on the defense as well at times, not really taking certain possibilities into account. But you know what? At a certain point, when both teams just feel like they can try and capitalize on chaos happening, this is what you're gonna get. 8 rounds though on the T side for GUN5 on their own map pick, so pretty much one pistol round away from a pretty comfortable end to that map if you're able to take it over the finishing line. And Finnegan wants to, but he's been denied.
Nothing like a good old CIS rush B play. Seems to be working out fine for them.
Missing
I saw the dualies there and I got excited, Ted. I got really excited. Never mind. Got disappointed by the end of it. Only good for one.
Get excited about that 1v4 from Seltzer. It's a 2v4, but he gets 0-4.
You've got that foresight, Ted? You reckon?
Watch.
Sure. Come on. Yeah, no way. He might be watching that 1v4 in his head tonight. It might be a little dream of his, but not in reality. Not in this realm.
I meant Tanir. Tanir is going to get all kills on the exit.
Yeah, okay, sure.
I should stop.
You are the epitome of a caster's curse.
Yeah, I should stop. Let him get away with it. But you know what? This is VP.Prodigy making a game out of this one, right? We had a similar discussion yesterday with the quarterfinals. Dust2 at times, especially for a lot of the teams that have IGLs that approach the game in a more aggressive way, which actually, interestingly enough, is the case with a lot of CAS teams. Even though they're really tactical, really diligent, they take their time on the T side. A lot of the IGLs you're going to see are space takers, right? I mean, we're excluding Jame out of that conversation, obviously, for quite obvious reasons. But a lot of those guys are space takers. And on the T side, when they can switch up the pace, when they can play their slow counter-strike, but then they can, I guess, catch you off guard with an off spawn call. This is where they feel comfortable, right? That's what we saw from GUN5. A lot of diligence in the first couple rounds and then instantly just going from 0 to hero in terms of the speed. And this is something that I guess makes a lot of those teams more comfortable. Dust2 as well has always been a map of I guess quick reactions for the CT side, so it's not an easy one to read into because it has a lot of variables. What spawns are the T's gonna have? Do they wanna play quicker? Do we have an AVP? Do we have the rifles? Money issues are quite big when you have them on Dust2. You can't really play around with SMGs and util for too long. You eventually need the rifles, the AVP. You need to start taking some space. It is a pretty momentum-based map, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, for sure.
Or it could
And to be fair, the team in this one that has had the momentum has been GUN5, right? They've been taking over. And I think the fact that VP.Prodigy are able to find the pistol and get the follow-up off of it fairly cleanly as well is a good way to go. Try to draw things back in their favor.
Actually. I want to say the team that has had the momentum so far has been the T-side team.
True.
Yeah, we haven't really seen too many consecutive rounds on the CT side. Obviously, we're yet to see GUN5 play out by round, so this one's going to give us quite the answer.
Correct me if I'm wrong here, Ted, but was VP.Prodigy the team to get the pistol?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean the first pistol.
Oh, right. Yeah, they did.
Yep.
They did. Yeah.
Well, it seems like GUN5 have got the
I
buy
had a
rounds
voice
covered.
in my head approve as well.
Shout out, Trav. Quick exchange. Good thing there was a molly there to stop Shady pushing forwards, otherwise it would have been a bit of a kerfuffle. But equally traded and back to standstill.
Beautiful word. Fuffle. Well, Zalo, no kerfuffles into Wars Meadow. Yeah, that was quite clean. Big one from him. spotted the bomb as well, crossing in towards short. The thing is, they still have that one player in towards the B tunnel, so we're probably trying to find out a way to use that. Have Denizera there. Salter gonna open up the distance though. Quite experienced as an anchor. Of course, he's been a supportive anchor element throughout his entire career, and it's always really nice to have someone that you can rely on. Of course, he slowed things down a little bit compared to the start that he had in the first half, but you don't really need him for the quantity. You need him for the quality that he can provide to a team.
Good quality man. We love those. Still, VP.Prodigy have been softened up on many occurrences so far. Their attacks, just making them a little bit easier to handle. Not much of this attack left. 3 players, but they could definitely find the numbers in a 2 defensive side of this B site. Celta up close on this. Famas could do quite a lot of work, but it's Zello to make his mark first. But now Celta's in trouble. They know exactly where he is. The trade has come through. Yes, VP.Prodigy are low, and this cross will be crucial, but they've got a chance to get the bomb down. Yeah,
this is not going to be an easy retake, but look at the low HP on both those T's. I mean, it's not easy, but it's not going to be impossible. You don't have a kid, though, and you don't have any U2. You need to be really quick, and that smoke in towards the tunnels is going to make life a lot more complicated for Tenir. Easy needs to do the heavy lifting.
They did a good thing by putting that smoke down because Tenir was pretty darn quick on his feet to get onto the upper tunnel level, but now he's going to try and join his teammate Easy. They're just hiding away from him, not giving him a chance. But now, as Tears approach, that's when something shows his head. And there's no more to whack here. Tenir, you've been a 1v2 before, but you hadn't had the chance to prove yourself, and you may not have it this time either. Oh dear. Dvushka was low, something had a lot of health on him, even if you do get the kills, you cannot get the defuse. Therefore, the round goes to the T's.
Yeah, I mean, the damage is good. You find all the kills, you hold on to the M4, you're not going to be able to hold on to an AK there, so you can have by around that M4. You probably don't send it fully. You know the T's economy is going to be good enough to I guess, get away from what happened in this previous round. This is still really impressive for VP.Prodigy though. Zello finds the first kill, he falls down instantly. In that situation, if Zello's able to find 1 kill and then hide and let Celter take second point of contact, then the setup probably works out perfectly. But in the end of the day, you're able to take that B-bomb side, and again, as we pointed out, when you don't have the util, even if it's leveled up, even if you have the advantage in terms of the HP, the B-bomb side is nearly impossible to retake when they have a proper crossfire setup.
Look at Tenir. Look how far forward he is. Does he get away with his life? Surely. Right. They've done damage to Dvushka somehow. Opportunity for GUN5 here, but the thing is, those guns, top mid, far out of reach.
No issue. I mean, you still have the rifle, you still have the scout, you can re-aggressive towards B. Something's all alone here. Even if he finds one, the second one makes the big difference, and Tenir still wins it.
He's omnipresent, mate. He's everywhere. And he's finding impact across the map. They know of presence in mid. And Easy's been given back the M4. What do VP do here? They know... Well, I'm not quite sure. They do know what the economical situation of GUN5 is. They've only seen rifles so far. They've only seen Tenir. Easy might be at the right spot, at the right time. But, the fact that he's up against 2 players and an AWP does not make the endeavor easier. Zello, he's the man that you've got to take care of if you want to cross into this site. The Deagle does damage, can't quite find the bullseye. Still, GUN5 on the back foot here. With the bomb going down, it just dissipates their chances. But they've got a couple of rifles to play with here. This could be a chance for them.
You could easily call them fortunate. They need to call off the round. Without the defuse kit, holding onto the rifles is good enough. But you look at the low HP on both Shady and Dvushka. I mean, you have 2 people that are combining for 4 HP. This is ludicrous. It might be worth for Finnegan to stick around and try and lock them into the bomb side. Do even more economical damage right now. It's not the same state of money that VP find themselves in as they did in the previous round. But yeah, GUN5, realistically, they could have won the round, especially with the 3rd player rotating in towards the A-bomb side. They had the right idea. If the M4 finds 1 kill onto the players running out of short, then you can put your money on the fact that GUN5 would send everything to try and take this round away. But this is still, I would say this is still good for the CT side. VP.Prodigy is winning rounds on the T side, but they're not clean. They're not easy. GUN5 are making them sweat. And if you're VP.Prodigy, you realize you're working with leveled up score right now, but you feel like every single round you've won, you've had to work so difficultly to win.
definitely been labored rounds. Deep investment into the pockets of GUN5 here. Only a couple have got a few change to spare. AWP in play. It's crucial for Easy to place up, post up in the right position here. And then they could carry over the momentum, find the lead once again. Zello. He's the one actually to have done damage so far. I didn't notice there was a second AWTP in play there, to be fair. I only just saw that. Nice.
Yeah, that's how you throw a spanner into the works, right? From the T's perspective, your CT side hasn't been that awful. You've been able to find the damage, you've been able to find the kills, and now suddenly you throw in a second op, which a lot of teams just go to, I guess, when nothing else is working out. But hey, welcome back to Dust2, where playing with two ops is just a normal thing, right? And Zello finds that kill. At least now you know it's double op, because Easy is still alive, and he's usually the oper, but you could make an educated guess he's in towards the A-bomb side. So right now you need to use all your Yuto that you have on your disposal, because yeah, you're walking into a big green anywhere you go.
That's fair. Salta. Oh, he can smell them, and he can actually feel their butts up against his face. Still, 2 players remaining, 1 back of sight. Zello is in trouble. AWP not good at these close proximities, especially when you're dealing with a lot of angles. Pushing mid to near, not quite able to find it, but still there's a response. They're locked out of the sight again here, Ted. 2v2, and they're the ones softened up. GUN5 in trouble.
Yeah, you gotta switch guns, and again, you need to go for this. You have a smoke, you have a flash, you have a nade, but again, this is going to be a difficult one to pull off. You need to take care of the oper, and Shady lands attack through the door.
Both of them get tacked up against the door. Both of them low. All players are barely hanging on a thread. But Shady, not quite accurate with the first shot. Across allowed, but Easy can't stay alive for long. And Finnegan has to pull out the white flag, has to drop back, but something doesn't give him the delicacy of saving his rifle. And VP.Prodigy are able to find 5 consecutive and the lead.
You know what this feels like? It feels like you're playing basketball. Every single time you jump, you can touch the ring, but you can't score a single point. That's the exact feeling for GUN5. They're playing good. They find the early opening, they have the right call. That was a 5 versus 3. I mean, you can count it as a 4v3 because Seltzer gets refrag straight away, but you have the right idea. Seltzer playing on the back of the smoke. Oper opens things up early on. You have another AVP in towards the back of the B-bomb side. Everything's screaming that should be a CT side round, but VP.Prodigy once again are able to take this one away, and it was about time to see the first tactical timeout for GUN5 right now. VP.Prodigy have utilized some of theirs, but I mean, I get it. If you're GUN5, you don't necessarily feel like you're doing anything wrong. You feel like you have the right idea. You feel like your individuals are, I guess, finding some of the kills that they need to, especially early towards the middle part of the round. But late round is where you're struggling. Post plans, retakes, clutches, not really going your way. And when you're on the CT side, it's really easy to, I guess, lose track of your economy and just wake up and realize that you're 2-3 rounds behind.
But at least GUN5 have got something to expend into this one. A couple of players entering engagements and getting out of them scot-free so far. Finnegan's got an eye on it. And Trigger ready. Could be a little boost over box. Still, the molly has done quite a bit. And the fact that they're forced to throw out smokes, it breaks out the timing a little. And a few players caught out one by one still. And Azera desperately trying to keep his team in check, but GUN5 have thrown a lot at this attack. And a bit too overcrowding here for VP.Prodigy to get anything done.
Still dangerous, though. Oper's holding. Shady takes him down. They know Finnegan's trapped in towards the right-hand side. This is a 2 versus 4. They have all the potential to win this one. Ope misses, though, and Finnegan will drop one more. Shady finally lands that refrag. 19 and 8 for him in a 1 versus 2 clutch now in the works. But is he ready for the flank?
I don't think he is. Goes in for the first shot and doesn't. The flank wasn't even needed. Celta, it was actually MP9 on cross long distance to get it done. Sure, why not? They were softened up enough for that to be the case. But good to see that GUN5 had that all one covered. It was kind of a difficult one here for VP.Prodigy. Always a bit shaky, always having to deal with mollies and trying to get out of the situation. The crossfire was a bit too difficult to deal with as well. That AWP came into the occasion and tried to get them out of it, but yeah, it was all too late.
Yeah, it's been a long day for Easy right now, and you can't help but start thinking that if you start popping off, not even popping off, but just start finding 1 kill on average per round, that's going to make life a lot easier for your team. I mean, we're on Dust2, which is an Oper's paradise. for a lot of people when the Opera on the other side is on 19 and 9, you're on 6 and 12, and your team is still leveled up in the scoreboard. So I guess there's a pretty obvious thing that could turn the tides in favor of GUN5 right now, and that's the Op starting to get to work. But thankfully, the Rifles are able to monster up a pretty decent game, or have been able to so far. There you go. Lovely flash.
Just enabled Easy to do his thing.
I mean, I think he threw it for himself, didn't he?
Yeah. Indeed, none assisted really. All to himself. Although a cross was permitted into short, it was called. Therefore, there is heavy attention in that direction from the CTs. The timing, you got to feel for Easy there. Scopes out as soon as Kiss Me just crosses through his screen. Still a deep positioning here in long. Look at what Finnegan's up to. Some shenanigans. Well, a mid play from Enizera. A couple of fickle positions. Finnegan does catch Dvushka off guard, but is that enough? Zello is also well aware of Enizera's shenanigans. And VP.Prodigy are going to have to rely on the smoke to try and get a cross through. But Celta is the final boss, and he is unbeatable on this hold. GUN5 right back in the game.
Yeah, now you're starting to see the level of comfort, right? A great maneuver mid-round, realizing, as you pointed out, Finnegan getting 1 kill might not be enough in that situation, but in that specific scenario, it is, right? He spots 2 more people with the bomb. Instant reaction, clear out middle, boys. We know that there could be 1 player, especially nowadays, a lot of people are doing that. You just send 1 guy around middle to control the rotations. We had Tenier playing that role in the first half most of the time for the side of GUN5. You get that kill, and then from that point on, it's just a 1 prominent attack for VP.Prodigy, one-dimensional, if you will. They could be switching up the pace, though. B-Rush against the Nope. Let's get it. No.
Molly did it same.
Yeah,
there wasn't a smoke ready.
I mean, they don't have the money for it, so I'll defend them on this one. They have 1 decoy on Kiss Me.
Fake flash, maybe.
Big boy.
It's just a bit cheaper. This could be a slaughter. To the meat grinder they go. Turned into meat. What a surprise. Just a casualty on the side of GUN5 as they take this round home.
Yeah, I just realized the amount of nicknames in the server that we can toy with, by the way. The amount of dad jokes. I mean, you have Easy, Kiss Me, something. Yeah, Shady. I'm gonna cook with this. I will cook with this. Yeah.
Looking forward to it. Let's keep a tally of how many dad jokes come out on this cast.
Not gonna be easy to keep a track.
No. Give it over to Trap. Maybe he'll have a go. Still. Fushka. He's got a friend. And the call out for the mid collapse is great. 2 players caught off guard in the middle of the enemy lines. And it just allows VP.Prodigy to take over. They know the CT resources are thin. The players are spread out. It's needed much more than that 1 kill to keep their hopes alive. And this one was a matter of 1 engagement to allow VP.Prodigy to take over this round. And for the rest of them, it's just a matter of holding onto the rifles. It's a 2 AWP, so you definitely want to keep those expensive guns in play. But Fushka approaching, and Easy's got it covered.
Yeah, that's a big kill. You gotta hold on to the 2 AWPs. I mean, money is far from being a problem right now for the CT side, but you want to make sure that even if you lose 1 more, you're not gonna get reset. We know how painful reset could be that late into a map, especially when it's your map pick. It's a great response from VP.Prodigy, though. GUN5 trying to go for something more aggressive, trying to shut them down and just carry on with the next map. Almost feels like that's that type of a call, but VP.Prodigy were just ready for it. Moving together like a pack of wolves. And now we're looking at double digits for both those teams. Expected a close game, Pavlos. That's what we're getting.
That's true. That's true. I mean, knew this game would be a little bit on the closer side as well. We knew that it could have potential for those back and forths, and we're definitely having that. GUN5. To be fair, I got a little bit scared for them on the CT side. It took them a long time to get enabled, get the machine rolling, get the engine going. I think they've got that covered now, but it hasn't been a streak for them. And I think that's been the same for VP.Prodigy on that CT side, struggling to keep any momentum their way.
Yeah, I say if you're GUN5, Obviously, it doesn't feel just to say it because both teams have had pretty much similar success. But I feel like GUN5 were a lot closer to having a successful CT side. Just a couple fights not going their way. One clutch, probably the difference between the 11-10 score that we have right now and GUN5 already running away with it. Whereas VP.Prodigy did struggle, I'd say, for ideas a little bit on their T side. But in the end of the day, or in the CT side, sorry. In the end of the day, we are where we are. And VP.Prodigy are in a great spot right now on that T side. Money's not great for the offense, but I guess you could make a similar point for the CTs if they're not able to hold on to a single one of those rifles. But as we pointed out, holding on to the 2 ops in the previous one, quite key. They're looking good, and this time around, a lot more passive, allowing the Ts to walk into them and allowing them to walk into the AVP of easy.
Posted up. Good blind shot. Has to get out of it, though, and he has an incendiary to keep him back, but one has already gone forwards. Kiss me. Tries to turn it all around, but Easy has got it all under control still. It is traded. The 2v3 definitely possible, especially if you can get the bomb down and a kill on Tanir. But now it's something on a one-man journey, on a mission to try and put VP.Prodigy and catapult them ahead. At least find the equalizer. It's not going to be easy at all.
Needs something special.
He does. Smoked off one of his angles. Trying to isolate the fight a little. At least he's got 1 down, 2 to go. Can hear the commotion. And you can definitely tell Celta's playing the waiting game, trying to find Zello at the back. But still, it's the numbers that will have it, and GUN5 will get themselves on map points.
Oh, that was such a nice try from something. A 1 versus 4 nearly made work, but take a look at that from Easy. That's masterpiece. We talked about him having a slower start to the map. Those 2 shots, this is nasty. This is a nearly impossible angle to get even 1 kill, let alone 2 with an AVP on a headshot angle. Easy pops off in the most important of times, and we did say the big difference so far, considering we're on Dust2, has been the performance of the Oppers, but Easy comes in huge in the most important of times.
I'm not going to lie, I thought it was just a pixel away of picking up something as well.
Yeah.
It was a nuts angle to take on those fights. Bomb left behind here for VP.Prodigy, as they do look to take up a lot of space in Cat already. Very fast forward play. You can see GUN5 slowly reacting to it.
Yeah, you're fighting for OT right now, and as we pointed out, money for the T's going into the previous round wasn't perfect, and regardless of the great attempt from some time into the clutch, regardless of the bomb plant, you can already tell there is some financial issues, right? A couple players on Galils, a couple players running thin on Yuto. You have just, what, 3 smokes, 1 flash, and 1 Molotov left on 1 minute on the clock, and that's 1 execute into or short, and if you don't make it work, this map is going to be over, and if that wasn't enough of bad news, something is already out of the equation.
Yeah, just adding to the bag of bad news here for sure. Another headline for this round. GUN5 should be able to take this on VP.Prodigy. I just need a little bit of a miracle. Just a hint of it at least. Flash out, catching Tanir off guard, way out into the open. And now this would allow them to get back in. But there's 2 players already out in long, the others already crossing, and they're running out of facilities to get pushing. Not many smokes remaining, so they're going to have to get this cross on through. Zello surprising them. Good for 2. No one shall cross when Zello is hiding out. And that will mean GUN5 close out map number 1, their own map pick in this semi-final.
Oh, and it had to be another multi-kill. It had to be Zello with the triple to end it. It felt like Tanir was trying to go for too late without really being able to afford it, but VP.Prodigy not able to capitalize on that. GUN5 with a great showing on Dust2. Was it clean? Absolutely no. Was it flawless? Absolutely no. But was it efficient enough to make them win their map pick? Well, on this one, the answer is absolutely yes, Pavlos. 1-0 in favor of GUN5. They win their map
at the end of Dust2. So it's those sort of moments which if they can find a way to win, then I think for sure they should be comfortable on this map. But we will see, because I've seen wilder things happen at this level anyway.
Yeah, I mean, wilder things have happened, and you know what, Travis, I really want to give you the honor of sending us to the map, but sadly, It's not really gonna happen because we're ready to jump into it, ladies and gents. Map number 2 of that semi-finals starting off, and yeah, I mean, Travis said bye-bye to everyone. He didn't call you suckers. He didn't, I promise. He was really, really nice and respectful, even though you didn't hear it, but he's always nice and respectful. With that being said, though, VP.Prodigy will have to not be nice and respectful on this map because it's elimination on the line, Pablos, and it's going to be an A play straight out of spawn for GUN5 now. Smokes, flashes, and Joe Berettas on the other side.
It is indeed, and you can't help but think that this shady dual Beretta's play could be it, as long as there's enough assistance from the back line as well to keep him busy. Already, just 1 kill, make it 2 before he goes down. Now that is called a value play, and VP.Prodigy are reacting to it. Another second player, Kizmi, at the back of sight, and it doesn't seem like GUN5 are finding any of the answers. Where are the guns? You've got a gun in the name, but none in the game.
Yeah. 5 in the name, only 2 alive in the game. If we're gonna keep on stealing away lines from our dear colleagues. Who was that, by the way? With the number 1 in the name, number 1 in the game. Was that Machine? I think it was. It was Alex, right? Yeah, it was Machine. Well, something with a lovely wall in the background, by the way. In a 1 versus 2, there's 1, not quite the 2, but easy. Still in a 1 versus 3, and he's got time to work with, but that repositioning towards the back of the pillar should be good enough for Kisme to secure the round. Easy will still take his time, though, and as of right now, the B-bomb side is completely empty. He can actually hightail this and get away with a bomb plant. Issue is, he doesn't quite know that.
No. Walking right into the Lions then. And the Lions will rip his head off his shoulders. And there you have it. That's round number 1. Ted, I just wanted to ask you here something, right? Obviously, we know VP.Prodigy have got quite the streak of form.
Sure.
Where does that strength lie when it comes to this map? Why are they so good on this?
Ooh, okay. You know what? I feel like, obviously, we had a similar conversation with Dust2, as in Dust2 being a really reactive map. I feel like VP.Prodigy, the fact that they've stuck together for such a long time is surely giving them a bit of an advantage. Individually, player to player, if you go for head-to-head, Oper against Oper, IGL against IGL, blah, 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 so on and so on. GUN5 should be the better team on paper, with quite a margin. But those VP.Prodigy guys have been playing together for a long time. You mentioned that Problem has joined in the server as well, as their coach recently, and he's a guy that brings in a lot of experience. Obviously, for those of you that don't know, he used to play on, I guess his most notable team was Hellraisers back in the day. So you know that they will be playing proper Counter-Strike. The reactions are going to be good. Fundamentally, they will be making the right decisions. They will have good reads on the game. Individuals won't be making too many enforced mistakes, so to speak. And I feel like this is just the recipe to just being successful on most maps. But on Anubis, it could be obviously CT side. When you have good communication and everyone's really good on playing on the back of each other, you're good with going for mid-round aggressive plays. You can rely on your rifles to bring up the numbers. Those are the things that help. What doesn't help is losing around 2 Deagos, or 2 Deagos, and 3 Glocks.
Yeah. To pistols. Just to have an overarching statement for this. Celta has managed to find an exit through connector. And the corner held out by Kisme. He's going to have to deliver here, but he's been damaged quite substantially. And his air actually only good for 1 before it drops. And all of a sudden, this has become dangerous because there's guns they can upgrade to. But VP.Prodigy amping up the pressure, putting a lot of damage through the shoulders of GUN5. Drushka, he's allowed the bomb to go down. Easy's on the lurk, not quite near the fight. So VP.Prodigy can try and get on the bomb. Easy hasn't shown his angle, and that's good because now he's got Famas in his hands. Won't draw it out. He's comfortable. Oh, the deagle! But Drushka found himself at the back of Easy, and even though this looked a dangerous one, it is Drushka to avert the crisis.
Thank God Drushka doesn't smoke the bomb right there, by the way, because Easy would have just walked inside of the smoke and just wasted 15 more seconds. That goes too close for comfort. I mean, we were having the conversations about how good that CT side has been so far for VP.Prodigy in recent history. GUN5 just going guns blazing in that second round. Deagos, pistols, just making it as expensive as possible. Even though VP.Prodigy win the round, you don't really feel like you've won the round. That was just the Nico on the T side. They got 4 kills, a bomb plant, and now the money is going to be spiraling out of control. That was a round that I'm gonna it's a GUN5 round in my book. I'm gonna round it down as theirs.
Yeah, there was a lot done in just a single round, and we were just giving a shout out to VP.Prodigy's play, right? Saying how good they were with the protocols, the fact that they've been around for so long.
That's why you never asked me
roster.
that at the start of the map.
That's so true, mate. I totally forgot.
When they're 12-2 up, then you can ask me what
Sorry,
makes
that's
them that
actually
great.
my bad. Sorry. I'll call it. But actually, all of a sudden, VP.Prodigy have found themselves a couple of kills. There was an answer. But Celta, I believe you were the player to open up the round previously for your team. Can you do it this time? Smoke, I think it's come in the nick of time to try and salvage another angle. HG going to try to clear it, but there's another one right in front of it. Here we go. GUN5 are actually finding the trades. Already a 2v2. They've lost the bomb, but they still have time to recover. They just need to group up. And they might be dealing with a 1v2 here.
Did they hear each other? I think they did. No, the team didn't hear him. Anizera, he's gonna get away with a kill. And now surely they realize they're running back. Surely that means they don't have the bomb, or the bomb is in Celter and he's wandering somewhere. And now this is the most interesting part of the round.
I'm
Celter has no idea that they haven't spotted the bomb. He thinks that they know where it is. Whereas in fact, they've got no clue.
Huh. I'm still wondering why on earth GUN5 split there and allowed for the 1v2 to come into play. The bomb has been collected. He's figured out no one is defending it, and he still gets a pick. All of a sudden, this could be anyone's game. Oh, no, he's heading right towards Anizera, and Anizera can hear him. It's been a good game of Counter-Strike, but it's Anizera to win it for VP.Prodigy.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the song was the only pretty thing about this round. I'm not gonna lie. I'd listen to it once again. I would have rewatched what happened right now. I mean, in their defense, you're not expecting this fella to be running through T-spawn, but in a 2 versus 2, as you pointed out, it could be a lot more diligent to stay together, just in case something happens, as you pointed out. But yeah, the bomb being dropped, you just assume that they would rotate both players in towards the B-bomb side. It did look like a really good round for GUN5, but just not having the bomb throws a massive spanner into the works. So you give away one more to the CTs, but now they're going to try and pick up the pace. In towards B, they go through tempo, though, and this could be the right call here.
The question is, do they move into Palace? Do they go to Spawn? And Anizera seems to have a good hint of the direction of play. No, he mustn't get overzealous. Allows Kiss.Me to find a flank. And the fact that Easy and Finnegan were so close to him, they were easy pickups with a mowdown of the MP9.
Right.
The flying MP9 play. It's near the only player left on the server for the GUN5 side. He snuck past, somehow on the A side. Spots out a shoulder and elbow, but the lead finds his heart, and VP.Prodigy keep the pace going. Remember how there was damage dealt in the second round from GUN5, and we thought this was a 1 round for them, that it was a success? Well, that whole advantage is gone now.
Yeah, I mean,
lost.
Those rounds are still extremely expensive. I mean, this is the cleanest one we've seen from VP.Prodigy so far, right? The previous one was still a 1 versus 1. Before that, you lose 0-5. Money's still not great. That's why you're going to see GUN5. That was just a hard buy. You're going to see them keep on reinvesting, even though Util's not going to be fooling some of those members, even though Finnegan is even actually going to be on a glow. You still see a world where GUN5 reset the economy, but the thing is, we're talking about CT side Anubis. This is like talking about T side Nuke, right? You get 4, 5, 6 rounds. You don't really need to find the right formula to win convincing in consecutive rounds on the CT side of Anubis. You just need to win enough to stay competitive for the second half, and so far VP.Prodigy have done exactly that.
Now looking at approach and infiltrate the A site. Good molly, backed up with the flash and the peak from Dvushka. Nice little set play to get them ahead.
Oh,
Zelo just tries to dry peek 2 players and ends up on top.
Welcome to Anubis, ladies and gents. You play a perfect round, you have a great setup in towards the A main, Molotov, flash, set yourselves up for an opening kill, and then the player just walks out and headshots both of you. 1v1s, round is over. Unless the middle player goes absolutely huge, but Anizera not really going to be given too many chances. Actually, Tenier doesn't finish off the kill, but realizes he doesn't really need to go for this fight. He can just keep him at bay. This round is already over. The CT should be calling a save, and GUN5 win there first. It's all on the back of Zelo going huge, and Tenier might be going down, which is another rifle that the CTs will recover, but not really going to change anything in terms of who's going to win the round. Or are they going for this?
I mean, if they were able to find a pick on Easy there, maybe. But they are spending a lot of time, and the molly's going to delay them. So they might as well call it now. Yeah, they were thinking about it, that's for sure.
They were just blessed by the T-side Molotov.
True. GUN5 maybe giving them gifts in disguise. But yeah, I feel like for a team, you've got to try and be in a position to capitalize on something. You can't call it off straight away. You need to try and feel out if your opposing team is making a mistake and try and capitalize off the back of it. So I respect it, but still, no such mistake will be made from GUN5. And for the first time, they get around on this T side off the back of this gorgeous play from Zello.
Yeah, you weren't ready for a second player in there, right? You take care of the first one, and then you know he needs to swing through the smoke. You're not really anticipating someone to go for that type of a crazy play. Because Zello realizes if he goes down there, the round is over for the T's. You're in a 3 versus 5. You don't have a main control. You have no leverage in towards middle and towards the B lobby. That would have been the end of the round. But yeah, he just turns it around completely. CT's still enough cash to go for another investment, but no money for an AVP. That's a great nade on top of Zello. 142 the timing for this one, ladies and gents. Write that down.
Still.
Yeah, it's just let me be the
Yeah, I'll let you have it, mate. Just have fun. Just waiting for the galore of dad jokes. Something actually takes up some space in connector. A little bit far forward, maybe in an unexpected position at this point. But he's throwing out a smoke of his own for another time, keep them at bay. I believe he was given an extra piece of smoke from his teammates as the third player was on that B site, so keeping that under control for a little longer. And GUN5, you can see the bomb slowly make its way towards his left-hand side.
Yeah, and now this is a lot different than the previous round, right? We were talking about the middle leverage. You sent Finnegan in that position where he can activate after the fact. You just need your players in towards the B bomb side to get going. The thing is, a third rotation has arrived. VP.Prodigy are pretty well prepared for this one.
They are funneling GUN5 exactly where they want them. Post positioning in Ninja. Other two hiding out as well. The fact that they're still throwing nades makes GUN5 leave it to the last penultimate second. 20 seconds remaining, but Finnegan finds himself the flank. That's exactly what they wanted to do, and it's exactly what is necessary for VP.Prodigy to get shut down on this B site.
Yeah, this is a great moment of realization from Finnegan, right? He's set up in that position. He knows there's only 22 seconds on the clock before he starts making his maneuver on that flank. And he realizes he's not spotting anything in towards middle. And surely that means they've either stacked A or the B bomb side. You don't want to run the risk of your team running into a stack, right? Even if you walking up in towards middle risks you getting exposed and killed from a player in towards camera or in towards temple. The only thing that will do is trigger the play of your teammates, right? That means you're going into a 2-man guarded bomb side on B, and in that situation he doesn't see anything. The U2 comes in, there's 15 seconds. The CTs just never saw that maneuver coming in from Finnegan. It felt like it was dedicated, even gets blinded by one of his teammates, but still manages to get a double kill. And it was nearly impossible for Shady to hope for anything more than getting that one refrag, and even to near shutting down Fushka. Now financial issues will start occurring for VP.Prodigy, so there could be a way back for the T's. Right.
Huh. Sorry
So,
about that few seconds of silence there, but...
yeah, apparently Denizera killed Easy while we were watching the replay. Everything that I heard from production was Dennis got dizzy.
And I was like, he got dizzy, he fell down, he hit his head. What happened? I don't see a timeout. I don't see a timeout.
Is there a
What's going
technical
on?
timeout because you got dizzy?
Yeah. Well, confusion aside, VP.Prodigy in trouble, to say the least. Something is called to action, but realistically, against the arsenal of GUN5, there's not much they can do.
Yeah.
And Easy
something
is
when
not
he's
dizzy.
got when he's got a gun. When he's got a pistol, he's nothing.
Yeah, that's fair.
Nothing's making an organization, by the way. He gave an interview, I think 1 or 2 days ago. He said that he was thinking about entering Counter-Strike as a team owner.
All right.
Maybe he can hire something.
That
would be jokes. Yeah, that would be quite something.
We're really bad at this. Okay, I think we need to stop.
You
We're
know
just
what's
going
the
for the
best
low-hanging
part?
fruit. The thing is, they're not
That's why it's
that
dad
creative.
jokes. Yeah, no, they aren't. But the best part of it, when you're bad at it, you're actually good at it, right? Because it's supposed to be bad.
So you're just preparing to be a dad at this
jokes.
point. Mate, we're 23 years old, 24. Like,
I still get called Uncle Ted. It's not about age. Really isn't.
And Ted is such an uncle name, by the way.
Yeah,
hey, this is your Uncle Ted, by the way. And you're the type of uncle that would be every kid's favorite uncle.
Thank you. I have 2 nephews, and they think the same.
Yeah, spot on, Uncle Ted. Well, back into Counter-Strike. 3 consecutive rounds for GUN5 to get them right back into action. VP.Prodigy had a good start, but they've seemed to be fallen victims to a few of the sneaky plays from GUN5. Let's see what this round has got in store for us. So far, spread out action from GUN5. Defaulting for now, while VP.Prodigy got a bit of mid-presence out indoors. Do they actually look to push with it?
Yeah, you want to counter Finnegan. You don't want to let him feel like he can take all that space away for free, because you know he's the type of a player that will try to do something like that. But he's been really diligent. Look at Seltzer, though.
There's a smoke, he's pushing through.
Something has no idea. This is such a wild play. Seltzer might get the second one off guard, and he does. Seltzer is a criminal.
VP.Prodigy are scratching their heads. How on earth did he cross through? Why was he allowed to do this round as he did? Absolutely incredible. The intuition on Seltzer this round was absolutely fantastic. And it doesn't matter what the rest of VP.Prodigy do. This round is already done and dusted. Stick that bomb onto the B site. Start reading a bedtime story, because VP.Prodigy are going to sleep this round.
Right.
Unless the Vushka comes off with a 3K, then that would create quite some chaos on the server and on the mics here, but no.
As if there wasn't enough of it already.
Yeah, true. 4-4.
Look at that once again. He just walks through the smoke.
Just walks past it.
Something is even aware of the possibility, but he thinks that he might walk in towards the plat, right? Through the right-hand side. Seltzer just goes heads up, through the smoke, press W, on shift, win the round, double, even making it a triple kill. I mean, this,
was that a
this is
T-side
just a
smoke,
Hail
by
Mary.
the way? It must be, right?
Yeah, it is a T-side smoke. So that's why the CT is holding towards the left-hand side. It is a play that a lot of people would go through and try and react. But the thing is, most of the time, you'd want to react on something happening in towards middle. But more of that later on. The T's not really taking their time with this one. This is a lot quicker. And Seltzer is still finding kills
about intuition?
through smokes, running. And Seltzer with back-to-back triple kills is their worst nightmare.
I feel like Seltzer and Smokes are his best friends. Like, I don't know what he's done, but he's probably given them a good kiss and rub once he's bought them. And he said he's just singing to his Smokes before the start of the rounds and saying, "You're going to be my friend here, mate. We're going to be friends. You're going to like it." It's brilliant.
My little
I have no
dusty
words.
grenade.
Well, that's one way to gain a lead. And you were talking about momentum, Ted, for this series, how important it can be. Well, this map has only been momentum. 4 consecutive rounds for VP.Prodigy, followed by a 5 consecutive streak for GUN5.
Yeah, you know what's the thing as well? Seltzer is usually a really composed and really calculated guy, but especially on T side, if you let him feel like he can abuse you, he will abuse you. And when you look at the grand scheme of things, I mean, VP.Prodigy, they have 4 rounds, which is good enough, but they were 4-0 ahead, right? This is 5 in a row now for GUN5, and it is looking scary. The fact that Seltzer feels comfortable enough to go for those plays and get away with them, the fact that they're working for back-to-back triple kills, all of that is quite scary. And if you're VP.Prodigy, you're extremely thankful that you were able to get away with the first 4 rounds now, because otherwise that could have been a really difficult situation to find yourselves in. But still, couple of chances to bounce back. GUN5 looking to test that B bomb side once again, but it's not all that there is to that play. You still have a little bit of leverage and surveillance in towards middle and in towards that A bomb side.
Well, last time they did take over the B site, when a 5-player push. They did have presence in Palace this time. They're not giving the delicacy to VP.Prodigy, spending an extra player in that location, and they're respecting the fact that anything could have happened through mid. As Dvushka is quite far backwards here. You can see a collapse coming that way as well. 3v2. That favors VP.Prodigy this time around. The info they need, of what the play looks like for GUN5, and they'll just throw everything they've got at this play. Easy, flashed up, and Azera swings, and it's just poetry by VP.Prodigy on this defense.
Yeah, felt like timing was a little bit off there on the fake. You're making all the noise in towards B. You drag those 3 players in towards the back of the bomb side, but you take too long, and it's just, what, Selter spamming, throwing nades from main, nothing really happening to the back of it, and VP.Prodigy realized it was just a ruse. Zello might not even be able to run away with his life, gets 1 kill, kiss me. And that wasn't me casting the play, that was just me addressing something, Pavlos.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough, sure. Maybe after the cast, mate. 5-5. VP.Prodigy find their way back onto the score sheet. About time, really. About time. What's a good score here for VP.Prodigy to have by the end of this half, do you reckon? To be comfortable coming into the T-side?
4 was good. 5 is perfect. They're good enough, yeah. Every single other round that they win is just going to be a bonus. They can still run away with this on the T side if they have a solid enough T side. And judging by their recent record, I feel like if you're VP.Prodigy, you're already quite content.
GUN5 giving it a good old college try again onto this B site. Smoke out. They might actually be collapsing quite quickly. Using the smoke to infiltrate from all edges, but it does dissipate in time for VP.Prodigy to shine across. But the multiple angles of attack is enough to confuse the defense. Therefore, VP.Prodigy are just left with 2 on the outside looking in. Ooh. And Selter, his aggression, this unprecedented play, keeps on catching VP.Prodigy with pants down.
It's such a risky play to go for as well, right? If he goes down there, this is a 2 versus 2 retake. Finnegan's low on HP is pretty winnable for VP.Prodigy, even considering the flash didn't catch the CT player either, right? It was just a straight up heads up 1 versus 1 for Selter. And now it's just Vushka trying to stay alive, holding on to the M4 right now. Money's not looking necessarily perfect considering the loss bonus is not the maximum one, I believe, for VP.Prodigy anymore. They should still be alright if he's able to hold on to that M4, though. He's going to be able to drop 1 over. That is if he survives. And it won't really... Oh, wait.
Oh, 90-degree turn.
How is he alive?
Your guess is as good as mine, mate.
All right. Yeah, loss bonus was the maximum one as well. So they would have been good either way, but it's just the fact that he didn't go down there. Makes me lose my mind a little bit, but GUN5 at least get a 6th on the board, and you know what, there's 2 perspectives to it, right? I mean, if you're VP.Prodigy, you feel like 5 rounds on the CT side of Anubis is good enough. If you're GUN5, you've won, what, you've won 6 out of the last 7 rounds of action here on the T side. So if you get a 7 on the T side, you could feel like the momentum is on your side, and 1 pissed around and a couple conversions on the CT side could still keep you in a competitive position.
You can see that Zello is trying to sell a bit of a ruse over to the safe site. It's keeping that 3rd player busy. But for now, GUN5 taking it slow and steady. I know the mid presence can be quite difficult. They didn't spend a lot of utility there early. So Shady's going to use the opportunity to peek through doors. Comes away with a kill. And goes for another peek on the other side. No one there just yet, but a good early peek to just put GUN5 in trouble.
Yeah, Tanir didn't want to go for the swing. If he didn't have the bomb on his back, he probably would have attempted the refrag, but in that situation, you lose more than you could gain. If you go down, player spotted. Gotta be careful. Shady would have momentarily repositioned in towards the B bomb side, which is a good maneuver, but sadly for him, the bomb is actually making its way in towards A, and so is the AVP of the T side.
And Azera's got to read this, but it's something instead that comes out in charge towards this B site. Now they've got to realize there's more fight coming in through mid, and they're not ready for it. Tanir finds 2 players lining up for him, and now this could be a good chance for GUN5. Yes, they don't have the numbers, but they've got space control.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a 3 versus 3. You have an AVP. Zello's low on HP. Tanir has been tacked down as well. But look at the time they're going to take with that retake. They don't feel comfortable going around the world in towards CT spawn. Don't feel comfortable with sending the majority of their numbers in towards middle. This is going to be an extremely late retake.
Trying to edge their way in. Corner by corner. Inch by inch.
Big molly.
something. He's going to have to wait for a while as his team try to clear out space, unless he pushes through the molly himself. Shady with the first kill. Jello finding the return. They know exactly where Tanir is, and we'll be able to close this out. I think they've got the time without any trouble. Getting the defuse in to close out the half on even footing, 6-6 by the end of it.
Oh, and it all comes down to 1-1 versus 1 from something, right? I mean, he was the one with the kid as well. Kiss Me picked up his one in Heaven, I believe. So if something doesn't win the fight onto the Heaven player, this round is as good as over. There goes the replay. Shady with a great opening in towards middle. The fake works out perfectly. Selter doesn't get anything, but it's enough to make them take their eyes off of middle. Double kill coming in strong, but the retake worked out with just 1/10 of the second to spare. There's the replay of that, so much more important frag than the ones before. And wow, a tactical timeout before the pistol round. That's, I guess, coming in to show how important this one is for GUN5, and they realize it. You get this one, you can pretty much try and do what VP.Prodigy did to you in the first half, right? Get 3-4 rounds in a row before the T's get a comfortable purchase working for them. This is the only way that you run away with a map victory here. You know how important the pistol is, even though we're looking at a tight score.
You do say that here, Ted. Obviously, the pistol and the follow-up are very important. You get just some free rounds off the back of it, right? But VP.Prodigy won both pistols and both follow-ups on the previous map and still lost.
I mean,
So
they
the
did,
fact that GUN5 have been a little bit superior on the
Yeah.
buy rounds can make quite the difference.
It's just the dynamic with Anubis, right? Because if there was a half on which VP.Prodigy would be more prolific with the buy rounds, it would be their T half on Anubis, right? It's their best map right now. T side, heavily T sided map. You don't want to lie on what was happening on map 1 and in the first half here. You want to keep a straight face, focus, and hope that your 3 players, well, 4 now and towards the A bomb side, are going to be able to hold strong.
Let's see if this collapse from VP can be overwhelming. Overbearing, perhaps, with all the numbers thrown at the case. Zello blinded, and Vushka quick to act on it. Quickly taking over the site as I try to find the upper level cross. Easy somehow takes 2 down before he drops himself, but is it going to be enough? Tanir left to do it all to himself, but no, incapable of doing so. VP.Prodigy's push was just too explosive.
I think that was a team flash. That was the flash that the Julies were supposed to peek with, and it went too deep, and it blinded the player towards the back of the pillar. I don't think that was. Obviously, we saw the assist coming in for the T from the T's perspective, but that flash here, that was the CT flash going in deep. Wait for it. Yeah, there you go. The T flash didn't even catch him. Yeah.
Cheers for the replay there, production team. Exactly what we needed, but
11 out of 10.
a few mistakes from GUN5 could cost them this. They got so close. Obviously, this is still the first half. They've got the exact positioning to deal with this A push from the CTs. They've actually found a couple of kills, but without any weapons to upgrade to, it's just a bit too hard to deal with after that. So VP.Prodigy clean up. It's a bit of a buffer they've got for themselves, but let's see what GUN5 have got in store for us with their guns.
Yeah, I mean, they are called GUN5. Hopefully for a reason.
Well, they've got 5 of them now.
Yeah, exactly. 5 M4s. A lot of U2 as well. Of course, nowadays a lot of people starting to use the M4A4 again, as the price has been reduced slightly, and it's got 30 bullets.
Sure.
And some really good skins on it as well.
That's always a factor, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it's a factor for me, but probably a bit of a reason on why I'm a caster and not a player. But you know what? It's
true. We do love our skins. Shout out to Trav in the background saying, "What do you mean you're not a player? You play Face It every night." Call down.
I have 7 hours past 2 weeks.
Actually,
if that's Face It every night.
We got a little bit taken aback from the previous moments. And we saw GUN5 explore the outside area of B, catch VP.Prodigy off guard, and Shady is already down and out. And let's see if VP can untangle themselves out of this pickle they've got themselves into.
Yeah, that's one of the few moments in which you're going to feel comfortable on the CT side of Anubis. Usually it's kind of like trying to retake B on Dust. Even if you have a man advantage, you're not that comfortable. But when you have that early pick, you have a good setup, one player holding the cross in towards the A bomb side, then a high-low in towards A, a double setup on B that's not really being tested. It should be good enough for the hold.
Oh.
Right. It should have been.
Should have been is the keyword. But again, it's a smoke spray here from Easy to put GUN5 back on top in numbers. Now they've got to spread out a bit. And Easy is down to 19 points of health. Might as well call him difficult at this point. Something. Closest by. Finnegan's got him covered. Dvushka has got a lot on his plate here. His seat is burning, but his trigger burns even more. Easy, you've got a chance to stop this all from crumbling out of control, but Easy, with the 1v3 clutch, has got it all under control for VP.Prodigy.
Is there enough time, though? He doesn't
He
have a
does.
kit.
He
This
does.
is going to be really close.
He's got it.
Right. Yeah, he's got it easy. He's gotten 3 kills. You can give him all 5. That was all him. This round is all on Easy. A 5 versus 4. He gets one more in towards middle. The high-low on A crumbles. Doesn't get a single kill. Something in Dvushka just shut down to Near and Zello. And Easy once again. A kill through the smoke. Instant jump spot to see the other player. Repositioning through A main on the massive around the world flank. And look at that from Dvushka. Nearly making it work on 28 HP. But Easy with 19 to spare. Beats him to the punch. And this is the round that keeps GUN5 in the game. This could be game defining right now. But look at VP.Prodigy. A straight up A rush off of spawn.
Oh, they might be able to catch them off guard. Smoke well positioned as well. Molly exactly where Zello was hiding out a moment ago. But the flash won't be stopping him from shooting his gun. Still gets one before he goes to a grave himself. Tanir has found himself the upper angle to work with. And he instantly has brothers in arms to try and break through this position that Dvushka's already gathered. And Kiss Me has just realized he's a little bit too far out of depth. Yes, he gets one. But smart play from Tanir to just drop back, wait for his teammate. No reason to be risky here. VP.Prodigy have done a lot. Smoke. Oh, the cross is there. So he can go over to B. So even if the flank was in the making there for the A site, which it was, he can now reposition and play it accordingly.
At least they get to play together though, right? And he's not necessarily aware of the whereabouts of the second player. Does he go back to A? Oh my goodness. He's okay, all right.
No,
yeah, he's planting B. That would have been a little bit too much. But now I feel like he's starting to realize the thing is, smoke, Molotov, kit, HE available for the CTs. This is going to be a good attempt. He's going to go for the fight. He's gone aggressive. He needs to find both those kills with a MAC-10.
Not the exact angle you want to have. And he isn't very quiet about it. Wouldn't be surprised if they heard his footsteps. Still, it is a one-on-one. The trade game will favor GUN5 here as they get themselves another defuse win to square up the score against VP.Prodigy.
Yeah, you know what? This feels extremely. Yeah, the word just escaped my mind. We've seen it. Familiar is the word that I was looking for. It looks extremely familiar. You remember the start of the second half of Dust2, right? Yeah. VP.Prodigy were the ones getting away with all the clutches, all the close rounds, all the wrong rounds for the wrong reasons. And now it's the same with GUN5, right? The individuals are just bailing you out. VP.Prodigy are making these ones so expensive, and the CTs are somehow, by the skin of their teeth, able to stay in this one and win those rounds. And VP.Prodigy realize they're coming in close. They realize they're able to, I guess, capitalize on some of the lack of, I guess, focus moments for GUN5, but they're still not able to get the rounds. And suddenly, you will realize that you're allowing the CTs to get consecutive rounds. What you want to make sure is that even if they're winning the rounds, at least you keep on dealing the damage. At least you keep on getting the kills. Because right now, it's all right. You've lost a couple rounds. No big deal. You're still making it really expensive. The CTs don't have the greatest economy ever. What you want to make sure doesn't happen is GUN5 winning back-to-back clean rounds or keeping 4 or 5 people alive for a couple consecutive rounds. This is where this game could become really dangerous for VP.
Yeah, where I want to be the devil's advocate here, though, Ted, if you want to be destroying your opponent's economy, you might as well try and build yourself up. But it feels like the min-maxing of the eco of VP.Prodigy hasn't been the best either. Last round, shaky buy. Now, you can't even call it a buy. The A site now coming through. Tanir, he's been good to take a few down with him before he drops, but he won't be going down to his grave just yet. He instead will throw a couple of his own 3 feet under. With 2 left now, the bomb at least goes down. But how much more can you get? You want to destroy the economy. You know you've got the chance to do so. But it's the M4s that are able to sweep Kiss Me and Shady off their feet to find the lead here. GUN5, they're already a map ahead here, Ted. If they're able to get away from VP.Prodigy on their own map pick, this could be a quick 2-0 to catapult them into the finals.
Remember what we said before the start of this round of how you need to make sure that even if you keep up losing rounds, you just got to make them expensive and not allow GUN5 to keep 5 alive? Well, that's exactly what happened against the half buy. Now, it was just a half buy. But what that gives to GUN5 as a possibility is, I guess, the chance to send those MP9s aggressive. Go for something more unorthodox, knowing that you're in a, I guess, weaponry disadvantage going into this round. You're 9-8 up. This is the most important round of the game so far. If GUN5 get away with this is just a bonus. They can still rebuy even if they lose it here, and Easy will have an AVP. But if you win this one, then VP.Prodigy are in a big hole.
Seems that VP.Prodigy believe the grass is green onto this A site. ZL grazing nearby. And of course, not much noise made from the VP side. Just standard smokes to the back of the site, which could easily be a fake, so you can definitely see GUN5 second-guessing themselves. Not quite committed to the idea. And slowly running out of utility to keep the T side at bay. The moment there's no molly in front of them, they start to move through. Zello untraded, and GUN5 alive with 4 players, allowing VP.Prodigy to take the site.
Yeah, this is one that you can think about going for, right? You're not going to invest everything, but if the T's give you a couple early kills, then you might give this one a go, and Selter is thinking about it. He's got some util. Crossfire could be good for Dushka and something, but something's going to be all alone, and the FP9 gets the better of him.
Brilliant pre-fire. Can they stick the landing? Can it be a superhero one? Kiss Me, so close you can smell him. But he turns around just as it's time. Smoke just drops, though still, Finnegan has realized he's got no more teammates to play around with. VP.Prodigy, splendid hole, crossfire galore, and even though they did get pre-fired on a couple of occurrences, they just had enough backup plans to deal with the rest.
Yeah, it's really difficult. Once you let the T's get all that control deep, get on the other side of the camera smoke, and you don't have an aid to break it open, set up a crossfire either below heaven or in towards heaven, is really difficult to get back into the round. Massive double kill. We're going to see it once again in just a couple seconds. Zello, really uncomfortable for him. In towards the back of the bomb side. This is the one that makes all the difference. Kiss Me mowing down both those players. If he doesn't connect with instant headshot onto Selter, yeah, if he doesn't get the second kill onto Selter, he probably is going to be able to create a bit of an opening for his teammates to run through the smoke there, and for the first one not to get shot in the face straight away. So yeah, that could have gone out of control, but still, VP.Prodigy make it work. This is the real gun round for GUN5 though. Open easy, rifles on everybody. Yuto looking good, and Tanir needs to be careful.
He does.
Oh!
4x3. Face too close to the screen, maybe. Didn't quite spot him to his left-hand side. And falls victim to it. VP.Prodigy off to a good start. And they will try to use numbers to overwhelm Easy here. Has to drop back to main. He's got a player to have his back. But VP.Prodigy take it slow. They know they need to put pressure on both sides, and Easy's got to hold the right angle here. No flash for the peak. It's got to be dry, but the slow peak might work. Zello is able to hold the line together with Easy to try and hold it back. The bomb has gone down, though. GUN5 have got side control. Can they get on the defuse? At least they can, but can they stick it? And Azera, wanting to take him off of it, will have to drop. And Vushka falling back to allow GUN5 to regain the lead.
Easy spraying to all Greek, Scandinavian, every single god there is right now, and he's so thankful for being alive at the end of this round. He's got no idea how he's allowed to miss that many shots and still get away with a kill and stay alive. GUN5, this is absolutely outrageous. They know they shouldn't have won this round. There's the replay. We're not gonna go through every single miss, I hope. Don't want to do him that dirty, but he gets the one that counts the most. Zello with 1 kill in towards main, turning around, helping him out, smoke isolating the T that was playing in towards that canals area. And then the moment that you clear out the bomb site, you knew there was one more in towards middle. You're in a 2 versus 3 VP.Prodigy, but you're just completely locked out of the bomb site.
Vushka trying to put as much pressure to the back line of main as he could, but it doesn't unfold the way they would have liked. A lot of young talent here. A lot called for them to do. Obviously, have to fight their demons, losing the first map and now being on the back foot on their own map. And they can smell the finals, right? This is some of the closest action they've had to it. An opportunity to play against some pretty darn good squads on the other side of the bracket. Mounds NXT, Furia. Obviously, there's weakness on both of them, but I would love fights for that first place spot.
I mean, you get to play against, potentially you could be playing Furia, which is a team that usually your main team plays against, right? It's the same for Mouse. You're just an academy, so it is impressive, but so far it hasn't really been looking flawless on the T side for VP.Prodigy, and this is the most important one once again. And every single other buy round will be the most important so far in the game for them, especially with the money thinning up. Changing the approach though, in towards the B-bomb side they go, and as of right now there's 3 defenders.
Well-timed molly to keep VP.Prodigy at bay for a little longer, and it seems GUN5 are trying to hold out the angles. Extra player as well, setting up the crossfire. Shady, a lot on his plate. Can he devour it? No. It itself has a gun. Looking at his plate, he gets shot. And GUN5 seem to be edging out a lead. I'm not surprised a tactical timeout is required here for VP.
Yeah, this looked a little bit scrappy. One of the players burning a team Molotov as well on their way into the bomb site, right? That was one of the cleanest buy rounds, maybe the cleanest buy round we've seen from GUN5 so far in this half. And this is not what you want. We're gonna see it on the replay as well. There's the first kill, and yeah, Dwushka was the one to burn Kiss Me Down. And this is not what you want to be looking at when you're executing onto a bomb site, and the most important one so far. You want this one to work out flawlessly. Even if you don't end up winning the round, you at least want to make sure that everything that you could have done right, you did right. Not in that situation though. No. A little bit scrappy, and a decision to make half by around a hero AK for Kiss Me. And this one needs to be spectacular for him. Now would be the right time to pop off. We did talk about the player. Shady was the only one to make a note for himself, I guess, on Dust2. Dwushka's been playing a great map so far. It has been a team effort for VP.Prodigy, but now they need their individuals to step up and around like this one.
Absolutely. You can't just be stars in the group stages. You've got to be able to keep that consistency when it's most required in the penultimate moments, and this is definitely one of it. They've got to try and draw it back. If you don't, you're in big trouble. Easy. Good line to hold. Misses the first shot. And VP.Prodigy call the brakes off of it. Is that enough to draw enough players for GUN5 on the safe side? It doesn't look like they're budging on this defensive.
Yeah, you shouldn't be, right? You have the Oper posted. You know they don't have a lot of util. It's a weak buy. Probably a couple rifles without util at best. Now, this is dangerous though. Finnegan goes down. Seltzer's all alone here.
He is. He's able to hold one back. Turns around at 180 degrees, but Kiss Me is able to capitalize on it quickly. And the B site fully under control of VP.Prodigy. They know there's still a pistol in play, but the fact that weapons have been dropped, upgrades available, how much do you really choose to use here? It looks like they're actually going for it. I'm enjoying this. Can they actually find a gap through the smokes? VP.Prodigy have brought out an extra wall.
That's
and it. Losing his life, GUN5 will call the retreat. Back away. And allow VP.Prodigy to close up the gap to have only 1 round of difference between the two.
Yeah, for the first time, not diligent enough, right? As you pointed out, just showing some breach presence in towards the A-bomb side, but it was enough to keep 3 people occupied towards the right-hand side, and then Finnegan going for that wide peak. And this is the one that you could start scratching your head a little bit and say it's a little bit discombobulated, right? The reason you might go for a peak like that is when you know 100% they're not coming in towards the B-bomb side, you have extra people on B behind you, or your A players are just screaming that it's an A play happening and you're just trying to catch someone off guard, right? None of that was happening. You have 3 people in towards A, so you're not really in a rush to help them out too early. Middle, you have covered, and you know Seltzer is alone in towards the back of the B-bomb side if you go down. So this peak from Finnegan could have been a little bit too much. And VP.Prodigy will capitalize on the chance. 11 to 10. They get up to double digits, but still enough cash for GUN5 to keep on purchasing and keep easy on the nope.
when thin margins are in play, you can definitely see the players tense up a bit. Not willing to take too many risks. That's exactly what we're seeing. Finnegan jiggle peeking, spotting presence. And off the back of it, you can see smokes, mollies thrown out, knowing there could be an imminent play from VP.Prodigy. They're sticking by, according to their guns. But this has caused GUN5 to use so much of their utility. You just have to wonder, will they have enough when it comes down to the 30-second mark?
Yeah, you have a lot of room to play with, right? You force them away from middle, 3 people staying in towards the back of the B-bomb side now, realizing they're out of Uto, and it's going to be extremely difficult to hold on if it's a B play, but look at that from VP.Prodigy, a split going in towards the A-bomb side. Ope needs to go absolutely crazy here. Easy and Zello need to hold on. Smoke is going to be a massive difference maker, and Zello's got a bonus Molotov to deploy as well.
It's near. Optimal timing against something here. GUN5 are really taking the fights to VP.Prodigy. You think you're the ones aggressing? Think again, because GUN5 go guns blazing in that round.
What a play from Zello as well. That was supposed to be VP.Prodigy leveling things up. It was such a great play, but amongst all of the players that were using their nades, running dry of utility, Zello had a smoke, had a Molotov, made it a one-dimensional take in towards middle. Rotation from B was quick enough to catch the first one, and then the team main players, they had to go through the Uto, they had to go through the smoke. That made it so easy for Zello to just turn around, get a couple, easy with another on the O, but it's a triple on Zello and the Uto on Zello. That makes all the difference.
GUN5 are looking ridiculous right now. Solid on their hold, definitely. Lined up for success. They were only in playoffs due to an intrication. An exception. Winning against Sinners, everybody thought, sure, they win those. But do they get into the finals? Surely not. Well, they're making everyone second guess themselves right now. And where everybody thought, even if GUN5 took the win today, it would probably be a 3-mapper, but they're only 1 round away from taking a swift 2-0.
This is a difficult one. What do you call? Where do you go? In towards B might be the answer, and Kiss Me just gets to kill into Shelter. There's no one else in towards the back of the B-bomb side. Finnegan's gonna get some time to rotate closer, but there isn't really a way for him to walk into the bomb side and feel safe about it.
Uh-oh. Not a great play from Celta, being left alone onto the B side, watching Connector with no one holding out his back. But Finnegan replaces his positioning into Ninja, and it's good enough to surprise them. GUN5
Look at the flank.
Might have turned the tables. Kiss Me. He has to get the read on Easy, and the flank isn't good enough either. VP.Prodigy were able to survive throughout the chaos, have players posted up exactly where they needed to get themselves closer.
Yeah, this game is complete another carnage. This is the second time we've seen GUN5 being a little bit weakened in towards the B-bomb side, and either Celter or Finnegan going down in a situation where they should straight up focus on staying alive. VP.Prodigy able to find a gap, exploit that B-bomb side. Now we're just 1 away from overtime. GUN5 get another shot, but this time you are going to be running low on Uto on some of the players, and you don't really have Easy on the Nope anymore.
Well, still GUN5 are 1 round away. That hasn't changed, but it also puts us on the precipice of overtime. VP.Prodigy definitely like the odds of that. What can the AWP on the hands of Shady do? It's just a question of how far forward he's willing to push that A main side. How much of a wide angle he's willing to take.
Not too deep. He's not going to keep on pushing. She's just keeping them at bay. This is going to be another B play.
And this time GUN5 2 on the hold. Celta, he could sniff that out. And he's able to put Shady to sleep. Kiss Me, though, might be unraveling this all out of control. The saving grace. 3 on 3. And the turnaround towards the B site, successful part for VP.
They have a kid, Smoke as well. Something's gonna go aggressive. Zello needs to win that fight, needs to be ready for the play, but it's not something. Doubles up and doubles down. And Tanir needs to clutch it up. A 1 versus 2 kid needs to get picked up, but he won't be able to do so. And something's out of there. He's just playing his live right now.
This is the third Tanir 1v2 chance he's been given. Failed on the first 2, but this one could be the one that matters. Scratch that, overtime on the cards, and something puts Tanir to a nap.
This is absolutely outrageous from something. What a moment to step it up with a triple kill like this one. Even with a spanner in the works like that, this kill Sutter shouldn't be getting, but look at the kill. In towards connector, kiss me with the first, pushing through the Molotov, besting Selter as well. Is the individuals that bail out VP.Prodigy in this one, is the individuals that keep them in play. And we were having those conversations about VP.Prodigy being together for such a long time, for them being able to actually play some proper Counter-Strike. Well, it hasn't really been working out so far for them. It has been one of the scrappiest days in the office, but when they need them, the individuals are able to pop off and bail them out. 12-12. We go for more.
And that's when knowing this map at the back of the hand helps out as well, right? Being able to perform when the pressure is on, when you don't really have to think and get into autopilot, and when your autopilot is the best on optimal play. Slow pace now. That's 4 rounds. Could get you a win in this overtime. Back and forth on the first half, back and forth on the second. GUN5 probably hating themselves from dropping 2 opportunities, from grabbing a 2-0 win, a ticket into the finals, but now they've got to reset. Push into B, bomb in mid, so it might be a connector approach from that end.
I've seen that again. Yeah, he's going to open up the distance, play it a little bit more passively. We've seen that happen numerous times now. It's going to be a B play once again, but this time they have a feel for it. Tanir's going to go pushing in towards middle. Selter's rotated back, and he's got a second hope. This is much better, even though Tanir goes down straight away. This is going to give you an idea now, and that throws a bit of a spanner into the works for the T's now. How much do they know? How much have they discovered on the CT side?
I mean, if it's only 2 players holding out on this B side, they can take those odds. They can overwhelm these flanks. Selter had to connect that shot. Finnegan is there as the backup. That's the bomb. Now they can just leave the control of a B and put all their faith in connector. Smoke even drops as a guarantee. A cheat to cry and get some more space. But no, Finnegan is close to the action. And Shady, even though you've got a big green, there's nothing grand about the situation you're in right now. GUN5 have got this round locked and loaded. You've got to look at the next.
You know what's the worst part of this? You're just thinking, couldn't have I done this just in the previous round or the one before that? I had 2 chances, and of course the first one in overtime is the one that you went comfortably on the CT side. But again, the readjustment was obvious. Tanir going for that aggressive play, spotting the 2 players in towards that B bomb side extremity, and then the reaction, double push in towards connector. They fight for that part of the map. They knew they still had the smoke in towards B main. They could afford to try and direct all of their forces in towards one position. Works out perfectly. Selter with a big first kill. Finnegan with the double, making it a triple towards the end of the round as well. The B bomb side finally stands taller. The B defense actually stands tall, should I say.
Yeah. Like you said, they've struggled. It's been a weak point. Exploited plenty. But now they've changed the tides towards mid. You can see the positioning from connector as well. Could be a quick collapse, and it's indeed something to end up with the first kill. VP.Prodigy, you've got to work with this. But instead of taking action quite promptly, take a step back to readjust. Tanir, though, takes a chance to move forwards. And it does catch them off guard.
No way.
Oh, come on. This back and forth keeps on giving. Fights all across the map. And eventually, VP.Prodigy come out on top. Bombing their control, but they don't know what lies towards B or A. Instead, it's Finnegan that swings by. Shelter readjusts. And all of a sudden, and he's there on a 1v2. Tries to catch Shelter off guard. The spray down could have been on the cards for him, but no. Finnegan, by just a thread, is alive to put GUN5 through the closing line.
I'm absolutely speechless. This is complete and utter carnage. This makes no sense. Make it make sense. There's so much happening around the map. Even the fact that they get rid of the mid players, they deal with the players pushing in towards A. You know that Finnegan and Selter are the last 2 surviving, and you still face connector and give them the fights, and they still win them. Selter on 21 kills right now. Nearly top of the server. Dwushka the only one with 1 ahead, and look at the push towards B main. Finnegan doesn't even realize there was a player right next to him, but still gets away with a kill.
You just don't know what to say in situations like this. Tanir
is putting them in
past.
smoke.
And again, is able to catch them off guard. This
know what
is
this is right
absolutely
now?
insane.
This is just two CIS facing pucks.
Yeah, it looks like it, and it definitely feels like it when Celta chooses to try peek main.
That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. GUN5 though, apparently crazy's working for them because they've won 2 rounds already on the CT side and looking at the third. And if that wasn't enough for you, gents, well, look at Zello. He's pushed all the way through a main and gotten himself into that position. Now, the big issue with this, they could go down without him realizing, but he's going to have that to the back of his mind. And if they throw a nade, if they make a step, he's turning around, and you better believe he's playing for more than 1 kill there. Do they spot him out? No. Oh, kiss me. Spots the gun barrel and gets the kill.
And all of a sudden, the tides have turned again. The stage site fully under control of VP. And you've got to wonder, this is not looking favorably for this GUN5 side, but it's overtime, and they've got to give this a good try.
No way.
Bushka down, and it's square across the board. 2 versus 2. Easy, not as lucky to win his trade. Kiss me on one end, he can guess where he could be. The exchange with something happened to the back pillar. Onto the site, he can definitely tell he's running out of time. And when time is of essence, the pressure is most on. VP.Prodigy close out this half, at least with a win.
Yeah, I mean, they needed this one, right? Going into overtime, we're talking about Anubis still. And if you focus on what was going on in regulation, I know this game has been defying all laws of physics and normality and everything that exists and we know and love and believe in. But still, getting at least 1 round on the T side. In that situation, you gotta still favor heavily GUN5 going into a 14-13 lead into the second half here on their T side. But VP.Prodigy, that 1 round was mandatory to win. They needed that just to stay competitive, just on paper to stay in the game and to stay in the tournament. GUN5 though with a great chance to close it out and run away with it on the T side though.
2 required. Can they get him? Again, I don't know what's up with these CT aggressions. They just keep on working. They did it in their own CT side now, and they're doing it on overtime as well.
Well, as we said, you have a couple options on the CT side of Anubis, right? You either stack, go for gambos, or you push. And well, in that situation, they decide to go for the early aggressive plays rather than the mid-round ones. Now, the only thing that I don't like about this round is that the bomb is once again dropped in towards T-spawn for GUN5, and they're making their way in towards B, and they haven't realized it yet.
Uh-oh. No, they haven't. They've been met with utility. But Celta pushes through it nevertheless! Celta! You're an absolute madman! Ripping heads off shoulders all day long! And all of a sudden, VP.Prodigy are just left in the dump.
Oh my goodness. They can still lose the round. I think they've realized what was going on. Rotation's coming back. Did Tenier spot him out? Okay, he did. Kill confirmed. The bomb is making its way back towards A, but so is Shady.
Yeah, but a Shady AWP play can for sure not deal with 3, let alone Finnegan posted up on the optimal angle.
My God.
I want to see that again.
Oh.
Oh no!
No.
Oh no! Oh, we're going for it again.
Yeah.
All right, sure. Celta, dry peek. Molly in front of him sees the chance to move forwards instead of backwards. Takes the first fight and then continues the spray for Enizera. Now that looked like a name trainer play.
Yeah, it feels like you're just playing a pre-fire map. That was what I was about to say. It looks like you've just loaded a pre-fire map on Anubis and you're just practicing. That's how easy it was for Celta to make it work. 15-13 now. You had 2 chances on the CT side to close it out and qualify for the grand finals. Now you have them on the T side. Surely you capitalize on it this time around.
Ooh, Easy didn't have the angle, but not quite the shot. Again, VP.Prodigy started the round off well. And the AWP setup here from Shady was good enough to make sure Easy can fly no more. The thump into the ground. Zello tries to pick up the pace. Lee loses his life to his teammate. Yeah, that's a triple in some dimension, in some world. But the bomb does go down, so there's still a chance, given that Finnegan has got a dirty lurk. Tanir calls to action.
He knows.
Actually, this is smart. This is very smart. Do you expect him to be this far forward?
You should be. You should be ready for it. On paper, Flash is gonna go too deep, though. Doesn't need to turn around, playing on the edge of the smoke. Tanir gets the first one, and now he knows exactly what's going on. Shady's gonna stick it, though. He's holding on to the defuse. Bro's never faking. Shady will save the day. No hesitation. Knew that Tanir was low on HP, and Tanir a triple kill was not going to be enough to take you over the finishing line. VP.Prodigy stay alive.
They are indeed. They are indeed. Wonderful shot there from Shady. But it seems that GUN5 were just losing players left and right there. Whether that was A main, out in B, a bit unarranged, I'd say. A bit uncontrolled. And for that reason, GUN5 still with 1 round to spare. We've seen this many times before, right? Being 1 round away from closing out the map and series. But VP.Prodigy somehow holding on by a thread. This time, expending a 3rd player towards this B site, and it might be the best read they could have. Something lying in wait. Damage taken. Celta forced back by Mollies. And maybe we'll have to wait a few seconds before this fight takes place.
Yeah, good counter YouTube, but the play is still going to come in. They're still committing to that B play.
Shady, close to the action. Exactly where he had to be. Drops back, second guesses. But still, they know exactly what's going on. Smoke's still available, not Mollies though. Dvushka's got 1, but on the other side of the map. But with 1 minute to spare, GUN5 still have a few flashes to throw in. But the fact that they've been silent causes VP.Prodigy to question, have they gone for the rotate?
Look at
That's
Finnegan.
exactly what they're doing.
That position. How many kills do you get out of this? Oh, Fangirl, they're gonna try to clear it out. There's 1, but he spots 2nd, and that's the information that they needed. And they're not ready for Tanir. Finds a double. That should be the end of it. Tanir pulls them down 6 feet under Shady. A 1 versus 3 clutch to stay alive, and this was not happening. Tanir's not giving you the fight, buddy.
No.
Well, never mind. He will give you the fight, but he will give you the bullet through the skull.
Who would have thought GUN5 making it to playoffs